This
Tell me, ma'am.
conference will now be recorded.
Ma'am, if you could show the GST cutting, because I didn't get that option yesterday.
Which one? How to enable in F11 features, or while creating purchase sales, or while passing the voucher entry?
While passing the voucher entry, I didn't get the option. I enabled, so I might have missed something. So if you could show it again.
Okay, while passing the purchase entry, this purchase option, after that the nature of transaction options you are not getting.
Yeah,
Like
and
purchase
that
tax,
GST. Yeah.
okay.
After yeah, that's what.
Okay. So in last class, we have discussed how to give a tax rate for exempt goods, nil rated goods, and taxable goods. And if there is taxable goods, how to give a tax rate and how to check this, as we have seen. And again, if I'm making a purchase of all kinds of product, that is which is having an exempt, which is also a nil rated, and after nil rated, I'm also purchasing the taxable goods also. In that case, how should I do? So this is what we have done. And as you are asking, you're not able to see, just look at this transaction. Which option you are not getting, that you please let me know. According to that, let me tell you. So let me make a purchase entry here. I'll just give it as KA5456 I'm giving. Now here, party account name. Okay, party account name. Let me select as KA supplier. I'll accept this. After accepting, I'm selecting a product, basmati rice 60 kg. That is basmati rice product I'm selecting, which is having 60 kg, 60 numbers in my main location. I'll select this. So let me purchase 10, or I'll give it as 15 I'm purchasing for the rupees 300. After this, when you come to this total, you'll get this screen. Accounting details. So purchase I'm getting. I'll again press enter. Now this screen, how many of you are not getting this? Anybody who is not getting this screen, please let me know.
Me, ma'am.
Okay. Now see, when you get this screen, this one, purchase screen, on this purchase ledger, my cursor is where? On this purchase. Now I'll press Control Enter. Okay. Now what you should see is whether here is GST applicable, is set to applicable. After the set all the GST details, you have to keep it no. Type of supply, you have to make it goods. Check whether this is done. If this is not set, if this is set to not applicable also, you won't be getting. If this is set to undefined also, you won't be getting. You must set this to applicable. Set all the GST details no. Type of supply I'm giving as goods, and I'll accept this. Check it out whether you have done this or not. What I have done is, on this purchase ledger, I have pressed Control Enter. You have to press Control Enter and you will get like this. Did you do, ma?
Yes, ma'am, doing.
Just check it out. What is the settings you have to make and do accordingly. Now I'll accept this. After this, like this, you'll get classification. Press a space bar, you'll get a list of this. So what is my basmati rice? It is a purchase taxable. See, and one more thing, if you want to select from the top, you have to press down arrow key. From the bottom, if you have to press up arrow key. That is page up and page down. From the top menu, if you want to select it, you will press down arrow key. See, suppose after I press here enter, it's showing me not applicable. I'll press the space bar. Now what I want a purchase taxable. So I'll press page up when I press, or up arrow key if you press, it will come to the down. So I'll select here as purchase taxable. This one I'll select. Now again, let me select the next stock item, butter 1 kg. I'm purchasing it for a main location. So I'll purchase 5 kgs, 5 numbers. So this is one. So here again, what type of product it is? Purchase. Butter is a purchase taxable. So I'll select this purchase taxable. Enter. Elect this. And the next one. Next one, what I'm having here is, I'll go for a coffee beans. For main location, 5 kgs I'm purchasing. So here, purchase, this is purchase nil rated. Purchase nil rated, I'll select and I'll accept this. Next one, I'll select this cool drinks. Main location, cool drinks, main location. Then again 5 numbers, 5 bottles for 500 rupees. Purchase, this is purchase taxable. And the next one is exotic vegetables for main location. 10 kgs, 200 rupees, 2000. This is purchase. So this is purchase exempt. Purchase exempt, I'll select, enter, and I'll accept. Now, when I come down to this, I'll select the CGST, SGST after this. Okay, it is getting calculated. Now, the next one, what we will see is, I'll just do a Alt-A for checking the tax analysis. See, I have 3 types of purchases. One is exempt. Okay, I'm making this into a detailed mode by Alt F1. After pressing Alt A, that is tax analysis, I'm pressing Alt F1. Okay, then purchase exempt, have 1 product. Purchase nil rated, have 1 product. Purchase taxable, I have 3 products, and each are having different tax rates based on that the tax is being calculated. Let me press Escape and I'll accept this transaction. New reference. I'll accept this transaction. Any doubt till here? Anybody?
Ma'am, I'm still not getting that option, ma'am.
Okay.
I
In this
did.
purchase screen. Okay. In this purchase screen, press F12. Press F12. Okay. And here, just see under GST, see this option, modify tax rate details GST. Yes. This option, give it to yes.
Okay.
Now try with 1 stock item by selecting 1 stock item. I'll accept this control. And now try with this. What's your name?
Neha, ma'am.
Neha. Okay.
No, ma'am. Not getting it.
See, press F12. Enable this option. GST details. GST details. You have to make this option yes. Make this yes. Then accept Control A.
Oh.
Okay. After making this yes, press Control A. Okay. Now you pass the transaction. You will get now.
Okay, ma'am. I'll
Are
try.
you getting now?
Trying, ma'am. I'll try and
Okay. Okay, let me continue in that case. Now see, now till now what I was doing was, I was only making a purchase within Karnataka. In case if I'm purchasing from some other state, then what should I do? So say, let me purchase from the KL supplier. Okay, I'll accept this. Now see, here, state, Kerala, India, and the GST number is appearing. I'll accept this screen also. Now, basmati rice for main location, I'll purchase that. So here after purchase, it won't be a purchase taxable. It is interstate purchase taxable. I'm making a purchase from other states, so interstate purchase taxable. And the next one, butter. Butter I'm purchasing for the main location, 10. Again, here also interstate purchase taxable. Now let me go for the next one, coffee beans for main location, 10 numbers, 10 kgs. This is interstate nil rated. Interstate nil rated. Okay, now let me go for the next one, cool drinks, main location. So purchase, so interstate purchase taxable, it is cool drinks interstate purchase taxable. I'll select this now. Let me go for the last one, exotic vegetables. Go down, yeah, sorry, for main location, 10 purchase, so interstate purchase exempt. I'll select this. Now here, what we use to select CGST and SGST. Here we are not going to select as CGST or SGST. We will be selecting as IGST. See, if I select as CGST, this won't get calculated because this is interstate, other state. So I have to select IGST. So IGST is getting calculated. So that's all. So let me press Control A. Sorry, Alt A to see the calculation. See here, directly 18%, 12%, and 28% has been calculated for the taxable product. And nil rated is also showing me separately. Taxable is also showing me separately. The same way, let's try with one of our sales entry also. One with the local sales, that is within a state, and the other one with the other state. Okay, let me go for F8. F8. I'm selecting a party name here as KA customer. I'll accept this now. Now, let me select this basmati rice for main location, 25 kgs at the rate of 500. Now I'm making a sales, right? So because of that, I'm giving a rate. So sales, it is sales taxable. There it was purchase taxable. Here it is sales taxable. Only thing is sales and purchase. The remaining everything will be common, like taxable, nil rated, all these things will be common. Next one, butter. Butter from the main location, I'll purchase 50. 50 at the rate of 750. I'm making a sale. So sales. So this is also sales taxable within my state. So sales taxable. Next one, coffee beans from main location. 70 kgs I'm selling at the rate of 400. 400. Now sales. So again, this is sales nil rated. It is sales nil rated. Cool drinks from main location, 80 bottles, 80 numbers at the rate of 150. Okay, so sales taxable. Now here it is also sales taxable. Okay, sales taxable. Now the next last one, exotic vegetables from the main location. I'm selling 50 kgs at the rate of 250 and I'll accept this now. Now again sales, so it is sales exempt. Sales exempt, I'll enter. Now again it is CGST and SGST. We have to select CGST and SGST. Okay, so see here, when I'm making a sales, the cost of my bill value is 1,12,610, which means it is crossing more than 50,000. When I'm crossing more than 50,000, then I'll get the screen. Provide GST e-way bills details. That means when this is a highest rate of cost which I'm selling it, because I'll be making a transportation of goods from my place to the buyer, that is to my customer place. I have to send the goods. For that, I have to issue a e-way bill. So when I'm issuing the e-way bills, what are the details which I have to fill? Let me fill here. So let me enable this, provide GST e-way bills. I'll select this. Okay, so see, this is my address, my company's address. This is my customer's address. Now here the transportation details is very important. Distance in kilometers, how many kilometers I'm going to sell this. So 75 kilometers, let's take it as 75 kilometers. Transporter name of a driver I have to give. I'll go for new. I'll create here. Or if it is a transportation agency, that name also you can give. So I'll just give it as SSS triple S transportation, transporters or anything. Transporters. I'll select this. Now, transporter ID, the driver's ID number I have to give. So let me give it as some number. Okay, mode of transportation of goods, through road, rail, air, ship, anything. So this is through road. And what is the vehicle number? So I'm just giving some random number. KA01 1 2 3 4 5. I'm just giving like 4 5 6. I'll accept this. So this is a regular vehicle or over dimension, that is cargo if I'm doing. So it is regular vehicle. So I'll select this and we can accept it. So e-way bill we will be giving only when we are transporting a good. So I'll accept this now. This is how we will be doing a transaction. See, do you want to create a voucher with the e-way bill? It is asking me. If I want to generate, I'll give it as yes. Since I'm not provided the mandatory information, it will be asking me some errors. So I'm just skipping that. Now say if I'm making a sales, to some other state. Okay, suppose I'm making a sales to some other state, that is TN customer. Okay, I'll accept this party details. Now I'll select this basmati rice. Go down, main location 20. Okay, sales. So it is interstate sales taxable. Interstate sales taxable. Next one, butter. So again from the main location, I'm selling 20. So next one, this is also my interstate sales taxable. I'll select this and I'll accept. Next one, coffee beans. I'll go for a coffee beans. Main location 20. So this is nil rated, interstate nil rated. Interstate sales nil rated. And the next one, cool drinks. From the main location, 20 numbers. Again sales, interstate sales taxable. The last one, exotic vegetables, main location 20 numbers. So this is interstate sales exempt. I'll accept this now. Now here what should I give? I should give it as what? IGST. When I'm making a sales to some other state, IGST I'll give. I'll enter and I'll accept this. New reference. Okay, see, now the cost of my sales is not crossing more than 50,000. More than 50,000 only you will get this e-way bill options. Since I'm not using more than 50,000, I'm not getting that option. Now I'll accept this. This is how we will be making a transaction. within a state if you're making, then CGST and SGST. If you're making a sales or purchase with other state, then it is IGST. CGST and SGST within state, within your state where your company is located. IGST is used when you are making a sales or purchase transaction with the other state. Okay. Now, the next question is now. Till now, what we have done is I'm having a purchase or sale of a product, a purchase of a product. This is what I'm doing. Suppose there is some additional charges. What kind of additional charges? Like transportation charges, packing charges, carriage inward, outward, some kind of charges is there. So in that case, how should I do? So first we will see a package charges, packing charges. Okay, packing charges. On packing charges without GST we will do first, and with GST we will do. Now what I'll do is, let me see whether there is a ledger created. I'll just go for ledger. So there is no packing charges. So I'm coming for the gateway of Tally. I'll go for create ledger packing charges. Packing charges. This is my indirect expenses. I'm giving a packing charges. So it is indirect expenses. On this, I'm not going to charge any GST. So I'll give it as not applicable. Okay, include in accessible value for calculation. This also I'm making not applicable, and I'll accept this. I'll accept this now. Now what will happen? This packing charges without tax we will do. Without tax I will do. So let me show you with one single product so that you can understand. After that I'll show you with the multiple stock items. So now I'm making a sales. I'm making a sales to Karnataka itself, to within a Karnataka itself. Okay, I'll accept this. Name of an item, I'll select this basmati rice from the main location. Okay, I'll give it as 10. So 5,000 is my cost. So sales taxable within my state. So it is sales taxable. Now I'm not selecting some other another item so that I don't want you to make a confuse in the beginning itself. First we will understand, then we will see with the other multiple stock item. So now what I'll do is I'll press enter below this stock item. There is no second line of stock item. I'll go for the next one. Here I'll select packing charges. Packing charges. Suppose on this 5,000, if I'm giving 10%, so 10% will get calculated. If not, I don't want to give a percentage wise, directly 600, 700 if I want to give, I'll give that. So it is your wish, however you want to give that, like that you can give. So let me give one with a percentage, without percentage we will see later. So 10%. So now what is my total cost now? 5,500. Now I'll select CGST. 450 it is calculating. SGST again 450 it is calculating. Now I want to know whether on this packing charges which I've selected 500 rupees, even this 500, that is 5,000 plus 500, on this the tax is calculated or not. So now let's go for Alt A, Alt F1, Alt F1. This is what? Central tax. So see 9%. On what it is getting calculated? On 5,000. On the 500 it is not been calculated. Now I'll accept this. This is one method when you don't have a tax, when you don't have a tax on this packing charges. Suppose on this packing charges also, if I'm having a tax, okay, even on the packing charges if I'm having a tax, then how should I do? So I'll do what? I'll select the customer, KA customer. Now I'll go for the same thing, basmati rice from the main location 10, the same 5,000. So it is sales taxable. Okay, now packing charges. So what I'll do is I'll alter this packing charges ledger. I'll come to this packing charges ledger, which I've already selected. On this ledger, I'll press Control plus Enter. Control plus Enter to alter this. Now what I will do is I am not going to enable a GST here. Is GST applicable? I'm not going to enable here. I'll do it here. Include in accessible value for calculation, which means 5,000 plus the 500 of packing charges. On this, the tax has to be calculated. So now this basmati rice, how much percentage it is charging? 18%. So this 500, on this 500 also 18% will be calculated. So let me select this, include in accessible value calculation for, so GST. Based on what, goods or services, so I'll take it as both. I have a goods also, this packing charges is my services, so I'll take it as both. Then I'll accept this. Now I'll just directly give you 500, enter. CGST, there it was calculating 450, now it is calculating 495. So it is, again I'll give you, I'll go for the next one, SGST. So see, let's go for this, Alt A. Now see, 5000 plus 500, that is 5500. On this, the tax is being calculated. So if I'm having one more product, let's take it as one more product. Now let me accept this. I'll make a sale, KA, customer. So basmati rice, main location, 10. I'll accept this now. Sales, it is sales taxable. Next one, butter. Butter, I'm taking as main location. The same 10 quantity I'll take. Now what I'm going to show you is, now see, the tax rate on basmati rice is 18%. And on butter, it is how much? 12%. Now what I want is, I want to know how this additional expenses is going to show me. So sales taxable. Now packing charges. Packing charges. So on this 12,500, if you want to give a percentage, you give it, or I'll just give it as 1,500. I'm giving. Okay, 1,500. Now on this 1,500, how this tax is going to get calculated for rice and this one for including this. So let me take it as CGST and SGST. So Alt A. Now see, what is happening here is, on packing charges, it is getting bifurcated out. 1,500 divided by the total cost. The total cost of basmati rice is, see, 5,000. So total is 12,500. Okay, now let me see here. See, this total basmati rice and butters total is 12,500. For basmati rice, it is 5,000. Let me press Alt F1. Now, so 1,500 I gave as a packing charges divided by the total cost 12,500 into individual cost of this basmati rice 5,000. So it is coming 600. So 5,000 plus 600, on this amount, the tax of 18% is being calculated. Similar way, here 7,500, so 900, so 8,400. On this 12% is being calculated. So it is not calculating overall on the product. It is calculating separately. This is including accessible value, where the rate what I'm giving, additional expenses what I'm giving, that is getting added up with the stock item value. In that case, we will use include in accessible value. If at all I don't want to include this in an accessible value, separately I want to show the tax for this, for packing charges. So instead of packing charges, let's consider now as transportation expenses. So I'll just take it as KA customer. I'll accept this. Now I'll just take something, basmati rice, or we will take this butter. Butter from main location, 15 kgs, 15 numbers. So this is. Now I'll go for the next one, sales. Sales taxable. Okay, now see here, additional charges, transportation expenses. So in this transportation expenses, I'll press Control Enter. Here it is showing me as undefined. I'll make this to applicable. Set alter GST details. You can define it here itself, or you can define there also. I'll just give it as yes. So this is services. HSN code, I'll just give some code here. Taxable. %, or 18%, whatever it is. 18% I'll give. 18%. I'll accept this. This is what services. I'll accept the screen. Now this transportation expenses, I'll give 750. Now how much? This is sales taxable. 750. CGST and SGST. Let's go for the tax analysis. Now see here, the cost on butter is 11,250. On this, 12% has been calculated. The transportation I've given as 750. On the 750 separately, 18% has been calculated. So if you are giving us services as a separately and you want to charge it separately, then you can use this method. If you want to add this additional charges, this transportation or packing charges expenses into the product itself, then you have to enable under accessible value. It depends on how the business is going. So now let's accept this. Till here, anybody is having a doubt?
Ma'am, in that transportation charges GST detail, can you show it again?
Okay, see, I am going for the gateway of Tally. I'll go for Alt Ledger. I've already created, so I'm opening in an alteration. If you have not created, then you just go for a create. If you have not created, instead of going to alter, go for create. If it is already there, then just go for alter. So what you will do is go for alter, select the ledger, transportation. Give a name transportation expenses or something. Now here, is GST applicable? So on this transportation expenses, if you have something, so this is my indirect expenses actually. So I'll give you indirect expenses. So is GST applicable for this transportation expenses? Yes, GST is applicable. Set all the GST details, make this yes. Okay, now you can define this. I'm just giving some random information, services and HSN code. Then I've just given a tax rate here. Nature of transaction I've not given, I've just given not applicable so that while passing the transaction I can pick it out. Okay, understood?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Then you are here, you can select it as services and accept this. Then you can use for this transaction. Okay. Then the next one, when I'm making a purchase of fixed asset or sale of fixed asset. So first we'll go for a purchase. So before purchase, what we have to do in a stock item, I'll just go for create. We are not going to create a stock item. Okay, we are not going to create a stock item. What we are going to do is already have a fixed asset. Already I'm having a fixed assets. Now what I'll be doing here is, in the fixed assets, if there is a GST, then what should I do? That is what I'm going to define here. Okay, so I'll go for a ledger. So I'm not going to create. Let's go for an alter ledger. So suppose computer something. Okay, computer is my fixed assets. So I'll go here. Is GST applicable? I have to make this as not applicable. Not applicable. Okay, or if there is a GST, then you have to give it as applicable. Set all the GST details, make this yes. Okay, so you can give it here as description, capital goods. Capital goods. Okay, then now HSN code, you can define the code for this. Is non-GST goods, you can give it as yes. If there is, no. And see, I want an option saying that this is a capital goods. I want an option to make this as capital goods, because this is what, this is my fixed asset. This is my fixed asset. So fixed assets means it is a capital goods. Okay, so we have to define this as a capital goods. Now see here, I'm just giving here as capital goods, HSN code, and nature of transaction. If you want to give, you can give. I'm just giving not applicable and taxable. you can accept this. See, if you're not getting this any kind of information like this, then you have an option here. See, click on this F12. Okay, you will get an option, type of goods, whatever it is. So whichever you want, that option you can make it yes. I'm just giving everything yes. So to show you. So it is non-GST goods. It is a GST good. So it is no. Nature of transaction, will this be? And here, if there is a reverse charge applicable, you can give this. And if there is no reverse charge applicable, you can make this no. So I'll tell you what is reverse charge later. Intangible, this is input anything, then I'll just give this. Okay, so on this, how much percentage? Computer, it is 18%. I'll give it as 18% and I'll accept this. So it is goods, accept it. The same way, let me show you one more thing. Furniture. Furniture is what? My fixed asset. So here also I'll make it as applicable. Set all the GST details, you make this yes. Okay, if you want to see in a detailed screen, you can get it. If you don't want, you can just press F12 and whatever the option you want, those options you can make it yes. So now here what I'm doing is, I'll just give here as capital goods, HSN code. So if I give this yes, it will just skip out. So this is, I have to make this non-GST goods, no. Nature of transaction, I'm keeping this no. Taxability, it is a taxable. Again, this is 12%. I'm just giving 12%. Actually, furniture is also 18%. So this is goods. You can accept it. Okay. Now, how to make a transactions? So normally, this is in an item invoice mode. This is in an item invoice mode, name of an item, quantity. So we will change the mode. We will change the mode and we will make a purchase. So let's make a purchase first. I'll go for a purchase. Change mode for accounting invoices. From whom I'm making a purchase? From Karnataka supplier. What I'm making a purchase of computer. For how much I'm making? For 30,000. Or let me take it as 20,000. Enter. So it is purchase taxable, accept it. Now after this purchase taxable, you have to select as CGST, SGST and accept it. Same way when you are making a sale of fixed assets also. Any doubt now? Anybody having a doubt? Let me know. Okay. And next one, without GST. Now we are going to do without GST. I have a fixed assets. On the fixed assets, if you are going to charge a depreciation, if you are charging a depreciation, then where you have to do the transaction is in journal voucher. In journal voucher you will be doing. Depreciation, I think I have not created a ledger for depreciation. So we will create it from here itself. You can use this create option or Alt C, anything. So let me create it as depreciation. Depreciation. This is my indirect expenses. Indirect expenses. I'm selecting this. GST not applicable. Accessible value not applicable. I'll accept this. Now I made a purchase of goods, that is computer 30,000. Just take it as 1 year I've used. After 1 year on 30,000, I am going to charge a 5,000 rupees depreciation. So we have to calculate this. You can open a calculator by Control plus N from here itself. Control plus N. To open also Control N, to close also Control N. Okay. Or see what I'm going to do is, instead of calculating here, Control N, after opening and calculating here, what I'll do is on this depreciation, when I'm having a debit column here itself, Alt C to create. That is, I'm using an option here, Alt C, create option. Now on 30,000, into 5%. How much? So 1500. Directly when I press enter, directly amount is coming here. Credit on what? On computer. Okay. So this is, there is nothing here. So I'll just select it as not applicable. There is no tax, not applicable. I'll enter and I'll accept it. That's all with the entry. Now let me close this calculator, Control N. Okay, like this we have to make. And I've told you about the purchase return and sales return also as debit note and credit note. Same pattern when you're doing with the GST also. I'll go for this voucher. Okay, I'll go for this voucher. Now, if I'm doing a purchase return, I'll just go for purchase. I'm going to make a purchase return. I'm converting this into item invoice mode. Now let me purchase from KA supplier. KA supplier, I'll accept this. Now name of my stock item, I'll just select as coffee beans from main location 25. So this one I'm making a purchase. I'm making a purchase from KA supplier on this. So it is purchase nil rated. There is no tax on this. So let this be purchase nil rated. Now there is no CGST and SGST, end of list. If there is, if you want to choose with the stock item which is having a tax, so let me show you with the tax item itself. I'll go for a cool drinks. Cool drinks which is having a, so here I'll just give it as 10. 10 at the rate of 500. 5 numbers. On this CGST, SGST we will go. I'm accepting this. This is my 12th voucher number. 12th voucher number purchase I'm making. If I'm going to return this goods, cool drinks, I'm going to return it. So when I'm returning it, purchase return. For purchase return, what we have to pass? We have to pass the debit note. So I'll go for Alt F5. Sorry, Alt F5. Okay, debit note. I'll change this to item invoice mode. Now, what I'm going to return is from the purchase which I made from KA supplier. From the KA supplier, I made a purchase. What I made a purchase, cool drinks. Cool drinks. In this, from the main location. Here, what I'm doing is 5 bottles I'm returning. So when I'm returning 5 bottles, on this also I've paid some GST, right? I need to collect that also. So what I'll be doing is purchase taxable. Here again, show the CGST, SGST also. When you're making a sales return or purchase return, even then CGST, SGST has to be shown. Okay, I'll accept this now. So provide GST details, why this return is going on. Sales return. I'll just give you a sales return or purchase return. For me, it is what? Purchase return. So others. Debit note is purchase return. So it is, this is what I'm giving. So this is on 12th entry. Now I'll accept this. The same way, when you make a purchase, when you're making a sales, you have to pass a credit note if you're getting a goods returned back to you. If you made a purchase, there is a damages, you're returning it, in that case debit note. So simple, purchase return, debit note. For purchase return, it is debit note. Sales return, it is called as credit note in Tally. So when you're making a GST product purchase or sales with the CGST and SGST, in the same thing, after making a purchase or sales, when you're returning a goods also, you must show the GST of CGST, SGST or IGST, whatever it is. Any doubt, guys? Anybody having a doubt, please tell me. Now see, let me show you the report. If after making a transaction, in which month? In the June month, I made a transaction. I'll go for display more reports. GST reports, GST 3B. So here I don't have any errors. I don't have any errors. So this is what, this is May month. Let me change the period. Alt F2 from 1/6 to 1/7, because 38 date will not be accepted. It is showing me uncertain transaction correction needed, 3 transaction, enter. Mismatch due to amount modified in voucher, I'll enter on this. So what is this? So it is showing me there are some changes. So because KA customers, KA customers. So these are the transaction which I made. So what is the difference it is showing me is 135. Why? Because I made a debit note. I made a debit note transaction. So because of that, the 35 has been deducted. 135, which has been bifurcated into 67, 67. The goods which I have written. So because of that, it is showing me here. So what I'll do is, since my transaction is correct, I'll press Control plus space. Control plus space is used to select all. Control plus space, then I'll select this, then I'll just click on this accept as is. When I'll accept as is, when I know my transaction whatever I've done is correct, but still it is showing me some kind of error. So to accept as it is, though it is showing as an error, I know my transaction is correct. To accept it, I'll select this by control space. To unselect, deselect also, it is control space. To select also, control space. Then I'll click on this accept as is. Accept as it is, whatever it is. Then I'll make it yes. Now the error has been rectified. Now see, next very important thing is, as I told you in the introduction part, when my sales tax is more than a purchase tax, then I'll be paying a tax to the government. But here it is showing me eligible ITC, because the transaction that I've made for purchase is more, but the sales is less. So this 22,250 I will claim from the department, from the GST government. I will say that I've paid 22,250 extra amount, so I have to claim this. How should I claim this? You have to log into the website GST portal. You have to go to this GST portal, that is gst.gov.in. You have to go here, log in. You have to show each and every transaction. This is the purchase, total purchase on this date I made. On second date I made a this much purchase. Third date I made a this much purchase. Like this, each and everything you have to keep showing, and you have to pay the tax there. After you pay the tax, what will happen is, okay, after you're showing this purchase and sales, if your sales tax is more, so here you just need to click on this login. Click on this login. It will ask you a login ID. So GST TIN number you have to give, password you have to give. Okay, if you're giving here, see, if you are logging in for the first time, click here to log in. So if you have to click here, so to generate a password, logging in first time. So here they'll be updating. You have to update it. In simple, let me show you how to check how much tax I'll be getting as refund. Okay, so you can go for here GST. Okay, I'll just do it here itself. So this one which I'm having 66,270, I need to know how much is my CGST, how much is my IGST, how much is my CGST, SGST and IGST. This is what I want to know. So how to check that? From where I should check? So instead of doing here, let me show in some other places. I'll press escape. I'll come to the gateway of Tally. From here, I'll go for display more reports, accounts book, or you can go for this purchase ledger also. You can choose ledger or purchase register, anything you can choose. So I'll select this purchase register. In the month of June, I'll select this. After selecting this, I have an option here as columnar. Click on this columnar. Okay, if you want anything additional option, you make this yes. I'm just not doing this. Type of columns. So what I'll choose here is all items auto columns, automatic columns. I'll select this, accept it. Now what will happen automatically? My CGST, SGST, IGST is getting calculated. Now I will note down this. First I'll note down this. So how much it is? For CGST 8415 This one I will note down. Okay. I'll just note down this. After noting down this screen, after noting this, then what I will do is I'll also open a sales one. I'm just taking a screenshot of this purchase and I'll paste it here. Okay, just to know what is this purchase or sales, whatever it is, I'm just giving here. Then after this, now I'll press escape. I'll press escape from the tally. Now I'll go for the sales register, June month. Here also you have to go for columnar. Okay, whichever the option you want, you make it this. So I'll go for type of columns, all items auto column. I'll select this and accept. See, automatically again this is getting converted. So again I'll take a screenshot of this and I'll paste it over here. Now what should I do is this one I need to minus CGST, SGST. I have to minus it. So after that, if my purchase is more, I will claim for ITC. After claiming, what this GST department will do is they will put money into my account, into my bank account. They'll transfer a money. Who? GST department will transfer me the money to my bank account. Okay, so when I receive that, I'll make a voucher entry of receipt. How much money I've received, CGST, SGST. So how will I know? After deducting this, I'll come to know how much I've received for CGST, SGST. Like this you will be doing. So just take an example. Now instead of this, suppose if I want to pay a tax to the department, I'm just giving you an example. If I'm going to pay a tax, that is GST, if I'm paying a tax to department, say example CGST, I'm going to pay 750 and SGST also 750. Okay, as 750, and then IGST I have to pay some 250 amount I need to pay. Just an example. So in that case, how you will make a entry? So in the month of June, I made a transaction, purchase sales. So now I need to pay a tax to my, to whom? To my government I need to pay, to GST department have to pay. When I'll pay June month tax, I'll be paying in the month of July. So where I'll go for the payment. I'm going to make a payment, so I'll go for a payment. So directly I won't do it. I'll click on this autofill. Before that, let me change the date. So June month, I'm filing in the month of July. 2/7 I'll give. Okay, now I'm going to pay a tax. So I'll click on this autofill. You need to click on this autofill because we are making a tax payment, statutory payment, that is tax payment, stat payment. What tax I'm paying? GST I'm paying. Payment type. So it is regular dealer or what? Regular dealer. For which month I'm paying? From 1st of June to 30th of June. Since we are working on an educational mode, 30 date will not be accepted. So I'll give it as 1/7. And next one, when I press enter like this, it will open. How I'm paying? Through the bank, HDFC Bank. CGST, how much I'm paying? 750. SGST, how much paying? 750. Then IGST, how much I'm paying? So it is 250. Like this, you'll make it. Then here you'll get an option as provide GST details. Make this yes, enter. Mode of payment, how you paid? I made it a net banking, internet banking payment. Name of a bank, HDFC. Okay, when you make an online payment, you will get a confirmation of this number, CPN number, SIN number, BRS code, and payment date. Payment date is on 2/7. So like this, you have to fill the details and you can accept it. Okay, and in case when you receive this same method only, you will be making a receipt voucher also. So see where we'll get a receipt voucher. I'll go for a F6. After I receive a money to my bank account, in that case, here you don't have an option of autofill. You have to just say that, say example, I'm having a HDFC Bank. So CGST, I've received a refund of 2000. and then SGST I've received a refund of 2000. Okay, and then IGST I've received a refund of 350. Like this you need to make it. So it is e-fund transfer. You can just accept it, but only the payment you'll be having an option of start payment. Any doubt on this? Any doubt, guys? Please tell me. No doubts? Okay, now see, there'll be two types of changes. Say when I'm making a sale, see, when you will be going to purchase a stock item, you go for a mall, you buy a say you're purchasing a clothes, you're purchasing a clothes. So what they are saying is, they'll say it as including the tax. So what is the cost? If you ask, they'll say it as 500, 300. But when you take a bill, this 500 will be having including tax. So let me give you an example. If you are purchasing a pen, or if you're having a notebook, just turn backside when where there is a price will be given, right? 50 rupees, 70 rupees for your notebooks also. Just turn that where the price is given. Just see that within a bracket they would have mentioned as inclusive of tax, including all the tax. Like this it will be mentioned. Or you just see when you're making a purchase of your snacks also, biscuits, chips, anything. If you purchase also like Lays, Bingo, anything also you are purchasing, they'll be saying as 5 rupees, 10 rupees, 20 rupees packet. But when you see the price at the back side, down to the price, after the price, within a bracket they'll mention as inclusive of tax, inclusive of all tax. That means that 5 rupees or 10 rupees, whatever you're making a purchase, suppose 10 rupees chips packet I'm purchasing, this 10 rupees is already added with the tax. This 10 rupees is having a tax is also been included with that. After including a tax, only then the total price is becoming 10 rupees. In that case, how should I do? Suppose inclusive of price, including this price, suppose, say example, let me create one of a stock item. For your example, I'll create one of a stock item. I'll go for create stock item. I'll create it as book itself. Book. So numbers, applicable, set all the GST details. I'll give this as yes. So books, HSN code I'm giving. Now this is taxable. Now here what I'm going to give is, here is, okay, here it is 18%. I'll just give it as 18% and I'll accept this. Goods, 18% have given. Now one book, suppose I'll go for a voucher. First we will make a purchase. Okay, I'm making a purchase from Karnataka Suppliers. I'll accept this. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to purchase a book. I'm going to purchase a book for main location. 10 books I'll purchase. Per book is 100 rupees. One book is 100 rupees when I'm making a purchase. So this is purchase taxable. So CGST 90 rupees, SGST 90 rupees. Now what is my cost? 1180 rupees. I'll accept this. Now the same product, now let me make a sale. I'll go for a sale. I have a 10 books. Now I'm making a sales. So I'm making a sales to KA customer. I'll accept this. Now what I'm making a sale is book. From where? From main location. How many books? One book. One book, how much it is costing? 200 rupees. So what it is? 200 rupees. Then now sales taxable. It is sales taxable. I'll give it as sales taxable. Then CGST, SGST, like this when I'm giving. So what it is? My total price. My total price is becoming how much? 236. 236 it is becoming. But I don't want this 236. this 30 rupees, 36 rupees, whatever the tax is having, it must be already included in this 200 itself. My total bill value must itself come as 200 rupees. In that case, how should I do? I'll accept this. Now what I'll do is this 200 rupees with the tax when I'm making a sales, I want this including a tax, 200 rupees including a tax I want to do it. So from the sales voucher entry, press F12. Press F12. So here in your tax details, under this tax details, the first option, provide rate inclusive of tax for stock item. This option you make it yes. From the sales voucher, press F12. In the F12, under the tax details, provide rate inclusive of tax for stock item. Make this option yes and accept it. Control A. So now you'll get one of a column as inclusive of tax. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell goods for my Karnataka customer. What I'm going to sell? Book. How many books I'm going to sell from the main location? One book. So one book cost 200. I'm giving where in inclusive of tax. This 200 is already having a tax. So without tax, it is 169.49. Enter. Now this is sales taxable. Now see here, I'll select as CGST. CGST 1525. SGST. So it is how much? It is coming as 200. It is overall it is 200, but 1 paise it is coming as shortage. Now what I will do is I'll create a ledger as round off. Alt C, round off. Indirect expenses. GST not applicable. Accessible value not applicable. Accept this. So now to make this into 200, how much I need to add? I'll add it as 0.01. So now the cost is becoming 200. The same way, suppose take an example. Now the product cost is 500. Same thing. Book itself. So I'm giving for KA customer. I'll accept this. What I'm making a sale is book. From the main location, one book I'm making. The cost of a product is 500. So what it is? 423.73 without tax. 500 is with tax. Now sales taxable. Okay, then next one, CGST, SGST, you can select it. So now what it is happening, 1 paise extra I'm getting here. So what I'll do is round off. This 1 paise which I'm getting, 0.1 paise which I'm getting extra, I have to minus it. So minus 0.01. Enter. Now what has become 500. Like this, the invoice will be given when you are going for a shopping malls, retail business and all. So if you want to issue an invoice in this kind, you can do it. So this is done. Now see, let me make one more thing. Now what I'm making a purchase is from Karnataka supplier itself. I'm going to make a sale. I'm going to make a sale to Karnataka customer. What I'm going to make a sale is now butter. I'm going to make a sale of butter from the main location. Quantity, just take it as 1 packet itself. So this is it's not inclusive of tax. Without including a tax, I'm giving 1000 rupees. 1 packet 1000 rupees plus tax. So sales taxable. CGST, SGST. Okay. Now 1120 is the cost. Let me see what is the tax has been calculated. I'll press Alt A, Alt F1. So it is calculated at 66%. That is 12%. On which date? On 2nd of July. On 2nd of July, it has been calculated at 12%. I'll accept this now. So after this, the government says that GST department says that on a butter product till today you were charging how much? 12%. But From the month of August, from 1st of August, you are supposed to charge 5%. They're saying you should not charge 12%. You should charge 5%. They're saying. Then where should I change the tax rate? In that case, you have to go for alter. Go for alter. Select the stock item butter. Here, when you come for this GST applicable, set all the GST details, will make it yes. And it is asking here, it is saying as 12%. You are not supposed to change the tax rate here. You should not change here directly. Then where should I change? You have an option here as details, Alt W. Press Alt W for the details. Then from the 1st of February 2022 for this dairy products, set all the GST details. You were charging 12%. Now, from the 1st of August 2022, on this dairy product, I'm just copy pasting Control C and Control V. Okay, no, on value, taxable. Here, set all the GST details. I will make this yes. Now what it is? 5%. So 2.5 will get bifurcated. I'll accept this. Enter and accepting. Let me show you once again what I've done. In the alteration screen of my stock item butter, I'll enable the set all the GST details yes. When you make this yes, you'll get a screen like this. So you won't alter a tax rate here. Press the Alt W. So from 1st of April, the tax rate on my butter I've defined here as a 12%. I'll enter and accept this. Next line, I won't change the first line. Next line, from which date the government is saying the rate has to change. On that day, I'll mention 1st of August. I'm changing here, set all the GST details yes as 5%, and I'll accept this. Now. So after accepting the screen, okay, the stock item and all, what I will do is I'll go for this voucher entry for your satisfaction. Let me show you on a July month one transaction also. I'll go for this KA customer. I'll accept this. What it is a butter from main location, one product at 1000 rupees. Sales taxable. So CGST. How much? 60 rupees. Okay. SGST. 60 rupees. Alt A L press. Now see what is the tax rate is being calculated. It is calculated as 12%. Now I'll accept this. Now let me change the date. To 1st of August. Okay. Then I'll give a date saying that I'm purchasing from KA customer. I'll accept this. What I'm purchasing? Butter I'm purchasing. From where? From main location. One product at 1000 rupees. Now see here. Sales taxable. CGST. So 25. SGST 25. Let's see in Alt A. Alt F1. See 2.5%. It is getting calculated. Okay. So based on the applicable date, the tax rate will also change. So that's all in a GST. Here ends your GST topic. If any doubts anybody is having in a GST, please ask me. Silence means no doubts. Then I'll stop for now. We will see in the next class. Okay. Please check it out. If you have any doubt, we'll see in the next class. We'll rectify that. Okay. Okay then guys. Take care. Bye. That's all for today.